Hey guys, glad you're back. Come on into the studio. You know, it's video time again. And we're talking about the Ultimate Home Recording Studio Guide, or the Ultimate Home Recording Studio Guide, however you want to take it. But at any rate, let me give you a quick tip here. And this may be something that's extremely obvious or you're already doing, but I found out that this really makes a lot of sense and really can cut your time spent. You can save a lot of time when you're recording. And let's just have a premise here or suppose you're going to record 4 or 5 songs for a band coming into your studio, and you really want to make the most efficient use of time. And some people might think, well, you just come in, let's record song 1, and you record that from start to finish, and then let's go ahead and move on to the second song, and that's how you might want to proceed. But to get things a little bit more organized, what I suggest is that you just go ahead and record the main music or bed tracks, as they call them, for the songs, and just record those first. Get them all out of the way. Go ahead, if you're going to do 4 or 5 songs, record all of those in one day, or however long it takes you to do them. And typically I like to start out and at least have some drums on my tracks. That way I'm not listening to a metronome after the drums are laid down. And I do advise using a click track. Maybe, maybe not. Depends on what you're doing. But at any rate, go ahead and get the core drum. Let me talk about the pop or rock and roll band here. Drums, bass, guitar, vocals, maybe some keyboards, another guitar, some added percussion, etc., etc. So what I would say is go ahead and just get those drums and maybe the bass and guitar or something like that recorded right off the bat. So now you've got 3 or 4 or 5 songs where you've got that all done, and you've basically have knocked that all out. You haven't changed your mic setup or any of that sort of thing. You can basically roll through them. Now, again, this is a huge generality, because if you want different drum sounds for each song or something like that, then yes, you're going to want to go ahead and experiment and move things around. But for somebody that's maybe doing a demo for a club and they want to have their 4 songs or whatever, this is a good way to knock them out. It also can minimize the number of people that you might have in the studio at one time. So if you have a smaller studio, you may just say, okay, drummer and bass player, and using a guitar or melodic instrument or something like that, which can be a scratch track, by the way, too. You 3 guys come over to the studio and we'll get that all laid down. So now after that's completed, then I might suggest going ahead and adding on the other rhythm or music bed instruments, like if you're going to go ahead and double guitars and that sort of thing, or add keyboards or add some ear candy, so to speak, and then do that all in one pass. Go ahead and complete one song, then move on to the next song while you've got everything set up. If you've got some keyboards plugged in and you just want to add some keyboards and choruses on songs 2 and 4, you're all set to go. And then at that point, you may want to slip in a scratch vocal if you need it or not. I do recommend that the band is rehearsed enough that they can go ahead and play all the songs without a vocal. But sometimes a vocal is really good, just depending on what you're doing. And you can have a scratch vocal maybe with those initial bed tracks that I talked about in the first pass. So now maybe you might come in and lay some vocals, and you would just have the lead vocalist come in and do their thing. So that way they can knock that out, and that might just be 1 or 2 people just coming into the studio at that time. Same thing, if you knock that out, then I might suggest that you go ahead and do your background vocals after that. And then maybe after that, you might think about doing your solos or your lead instruments, or just the little fills here and there, or doubling of instruments. It just depends on what kind of route you're going. But like I say, this isn't all set in stone, but it's something that I've done a lot with a lot of bands that come in and they want to knock out a quantity of songs and get them done quickly. And I'm talking about maybe in 2 or 3 days, you can go ahead and really accomplish quite a bit. Go ahead and record the main tracks, come in and record some overdubs, go ahead and record your vocals, record your background vocals, etc., etc. You got everything done, all nice and tidy. Now you come down to mix time. When you come to mix time, have the one person that's in charge with the band. Might be one or two people, but I find if you have the whole band coming over to while you're mixing, they're all sitting in the back of the room there on the couch, and the guitar player goes, "Hey, can you turn up my solo a little bit?" I can guarantee you that will happen, especially with newbie bands. But get a spokesperson for the band and either have them present or have them tell you what they would like to do, and then therefore you can actually mix on your own and then present these mixes to them. I've talked about learning how to use and make MP3 files or whatever you might want to do, and you can go ahead and send the band MP3 files and let them hear what you're up to, and if you're in the right direction. And I would caution you also about sending the entire song. You send an entire MP3 mix before they've paid up, you might find that that's the last time that you deal with that client, because they'll take that MP3 and make it their final mix. So send them half the song, or put a watermark in it or whatever you need to do. But hopefully those tips will help you out, get your guys in and out of the studio in a timely fashion. You give them good value, and you're knocking out some quality music. That's it, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot.